what we're doing today is we're going to take a look at the mines for gold on TradingView. I found like this is a really interesting exercise, not necessarily to try to trade anything that these other traders are doing, but it's just good to see context. All right. This is my analysis on gold. So far it seems to be working out. I do have my analysis. If you follow me on TradingView, I do post quite a bit of mines myself. Um, I have quite a bit of followers on TradingView, a little more than the average user. Um, and I posted this analysis on gold yesterday. As you can see here, it's quite extensive. I do outline my own analysis quite deeply. This is kind of what I wanted to see. And as you can see here, this is so far, it seems to be going that way. But we're not here to focus on me. We're actually here to focus on everyone else. I find that it's actually quite beneficial to look at what other traders are doing, not for you to copy them, but for you to get an understanding of context, right? We know that this industry is made up by traders, whether it be institutions, which are made up by traders themselves, hedge funds, banks, uh, anyone you can think about, any different entity you can think about that makes up this industry, it is traders that make up the industry, right? So it's really good regardless to look at what traders are doing. And I find here is really, really interesting. So let's get started. So we already see here and you have a upvote and a downvote feature. If you don't know, people can upvote or downvote your minds. You have someone like people just going nuts here on this one. But this person is saying buy without an analysis. And the question is, what are you basing the buy on? Right now, based on my analysis, it seems to be more bearish right now. And we have a lot of things actually aligning for a potential sell. You have an M pattern. You have this last area where I think traders would have been interested in sells, which I do think the dealer can try to drive price up to this level and then drop it. You have a consolidation, which would have been inducing sellers to sell off of this high, which makes sense for the dealer to try to take it out. And you have some bearish momentum. So I don't necessarily understand what the buy is about, even though it seems to be bullish here somewhat. I don't think it is bullish enough for me to place a buy just yet because I have to fight against all of this this bearish momentum here. We have this next guy. We have a new one here. TP and all right. So this is kind of what I wanted to do. So this person has a few lines drawn. He said TP1, TP2 done. Right. So TP1. So I'm trying to understand what, and this is why I like doing this, right? I'm trying to understand the drawing. You're not given any context, right? So you just draw a few lines on the chart. You have some zones, right? We don't even know what exactly what you're trying to say. We don't even know where you entered. You said TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4. Where did you enter? Did you enter here? Did you enter here? Where did you enter? Right? So you say TP1 is complete, which means I'm assuming you sold to TP1, then you bought to TP2, and you're hoping that you could sell to TP3 because you said TP1 and 2 is done. Okay, cool. That's good. No problem there. Right? My take profit 24.25 will hit soon. What an M3. Right? Another thing that is really funny to look at is the constant nonsense that people be saying, right? In terms of sometimes people have the little spelling errors or whatever. Which is fine. That happens. I have my spelling errors as well. Nice pump before dump. Bears warm up 430 to 440. So he is thinking that it might go up to maybe 430, 440 and possibly sell from there. That's interesting. All right. Sellers, beware of your stop losses. Buyers, take profits and chill in news. So that's another thing that we have to take into account here, right? I'm going to pull up Forex Factory quickly to see because I do believe there is a news event looming somewhere around today. Yes, eh, yes, there is actually. So we have US news at 9:45 a.m. my time. So currently the time is 8:27 a.m. So we have some news coming in today as well, right? So chilling in news, right? So buyers take your profits and chilling in news. Cool. I could respect that. I don't see the point in trying to trade news events actively, right? I hate ranging trading, currently ranging. Right. And I agree with this person. So I'll give him an upvote. Right. I agree. I really, really hate trading within a range. Because again, it's pretty much a lot of guesswork, right? The bull trend, has not been broken. Gold is still on its way to the all-time high. Remember, long-term always wins. You're right, Black Legend 55. You're right, but the problem here is not that you can just buy whenever you feel like. A big issue, and this is kind of another reason why I look at the mines is again for context. And I realize a big issue is people don't understand timing. This person is right. Yes, the bull trend has not been broken. The bull, it is gold is a bullish market and it is on its way to the all-time high. However, right now, in my opinion, does not have enough confluence for you to continue to buy long term. Maybe short term, maybe if you're scalping, yes, absolutely. Right. I am positive I can find a buy. That's actually pretty cool for a buy setup right there. Right. I'm positive that I can find buys somewhere for a scalp, but long term, definitely not ready in my opinion just yet, especially with we have a news looming in just about a little over an hour. Right. So news targets 23.95, go for selling news. So all right, so this is interesting. Gold Pips Chaser, he has 43 followers, right? News targets 23.95. So 23.95 is down here, right? So he is suggesting that the news is going to drop to this level and go for a sell in the news. So if the news target is 23.95, why would you sell in the news? Why wouldn't you sell before the news? Just my 2 cents, right? If this MF doesn't drop soon, ha ha ha. All right, cool. Don't listen to your heart. Emotionally unstable, don't trade. Follow a setup. If you don't have it, you can watch setup video on my channel. Okay, so this person is just promoting shit. All right. Um, we're still in a range. I agree. For now, anything can happen. We'll probably go up to maybe about a half hour and then we'll stop there. Let me see how this video does. For now, anything can happen. Keep waiting for market to show where it's heading. So we have, let's see if we find something interesting here. All right. See if we find something interesting. Okay. This is interesting. Right. What is this? Right. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. I'm not saying that, this is garbage. But what I am saying is, how do you expect another user to use this without context? So you're saying, British Bulldog. No, I'm absolutely convinced this will hit my target, 24.28. So 24.28, he's saying that it's probably going to go up, right? So 24.28 is somewhere up here, which is where just about where I think it is going to hit. And I pretty much agree. But I have my analysis. How could you post something like this, which is an indicator? It looks kind of like Ichimoku clouds, but it's not Ichimoku clouds. It looks like some kind of oscillator down here, right? How do we use this? Discount. Okay, so I'm guessing we should be buying here, but it doesn't look like you bought here, right? Church, right, which should be change of character, if I'm not mistaken, right? Uh, My question is, how do you use this? You understand? How do we use this, right? This is another thing you're gonna realize if I do more of these videos. You see this guy, Acti? Oh man, you're gonna love Acti, right? I actually haven't seen him for the entire morning, but he's a he's a case, right? They tend to clong him a lot because he is wrong every single time. But what you gonna do, right? Um, all right. So let's see. All right. So let's look at the four new ones. Okay. So this time seller stock. He. Okay. Good. So I don't know what SISD is. Right. I don't know what these lines represent. I don't know what these zones represent. If that's I really don't know. And that is the reason why I like looking at the minds, because it doesn't just make me feel better about my own analysis, knowing that at least I know what I want to see, but it also gives me good context in that a lot of the people I'm sure that I can ask the question to a lot of these traders and they themselves don't even know what it is they're looking for. Right. So what going on? Drop my dog. WTF, go up. Right. So this person got a lot of downvotes. Let me help you out there, bro. And let me do downvote you more. That's another thing. The culture here on Minds is very, very toxic, very, very negative. People are quick to downvote you for any little thing that they don't agree with, which is kind of the point of the feature, but it they downvote you very quickly. Right. It's a very interesting space and area to be. But I mean, what are you gonna do? So let's finish off with my analysis. I do believe, and I did say in my most recent analysis, let me give you a quick rundown on that. So, not this one, not this one. Let me refresh. Right. So, I did say in my most recent analysis that, okay, so as per my last analysis on goal as of yesterday, which would have been the one you've seen, it seems as though I was close, but not close enough. I think I had the right idea, but the wrong area, which is fine. At least I know I wouldn't have been induced to sell off. So let me open it up here. At least I know I wouldn't have been induced to sell off that consolidation's high because that was short trap, right? Which would be this, and I did see that, right? Consolidation, price to stop on sellers within the consolidation, and it did, right? I do believe the climb, however, isn't finished, as if that spike up to the purple zone was the stop hunt. The market would have inevitably moved considerably more by now, I think, right? I'm just a guy on the internet talking to myself as I type this. I have no idea what's going on. And I did say that, right? That would have been about an hour ago. I did say that I do expect it to continue up because if this was the move, it probably would have dropped by now because it is more bearish than it is bullish. The purpose of this consolidation, in my opinion, is to get sellers on board, and it didn't do that. So, which means it needs to get rid of any sellers who are on board and actually then sell. Right? We actually also have the meter here suggesting that more buys, and this actually seems to be right more times than it doesn't. But I wouldn't trust this to actually just go into a buy blindly. I don't advise that at all. But it does seem to see that more buys are viable, and you can see that being active here. Let's finish off here. This is actually one of my friends. If you think you are a bad trader, that's not true. You're just trading. Okay, that's interesting. I'll give you a thing there. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think I agree with the sentiment that most traders are not bad traders. I think that most traders have a trading problem with themselves rather than actual, the act of trading, right? It's more of a you problem rather than a trading problem, I should say. Let me say that, right? I don't think it's anything to do with the session you're trading. I don't think it is anything to do with the time you're trading or anything like that. It's more to do with you as an individual. So I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a slightly different video. Let me see how the idea works to go through these minds and really discuss. It's kind of like a forum, talking out a forum. Um, really, really interesting stuff. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Have a good one, guys. See you in the next one.